What's going on, guys? All right, so we're gonna go through some Milwaukee Tools. I'm gonna tell you exactly why I own a few of these, why I have multiples of them, a couple that I don't have. Most of the tools that I don't like about Milwaukee, I don't even own, and hence I have a lot of good Makita tools because they have a superior type of tool that they make as opposed to Milwaukee, like their miter saws. But that's why you don't see any miter saws in this video. You'll just see a bunch of other stuff because Milwaukee does own the market in a lot of stuff. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so we'll get into all my tools here, but I want to say the reason why I own a lot of Milwaukee tools is because, one, they go on sale. That's more than I know. Makita goes on sale sometimes too, but Milwaukee tools, you can always find either free batteries, a free tool. Like Home Depot runs a bunch of specials, so you know it's easy to pick up an extra tool that you might not need at the time, but it's free, so you're gonna need it eventually. And these tools I buy when I need them. So like as an example, the cable stapler, I'm in my basement where I'm running electrical. I do have the DeWalt one, but I wanted to buy it for the channel. Plus also I wanted a cable stapler that actually sunk the cables where I didn't have to, hammer them in because they were not nearly tight enough. So a couple things like that. I will say Milwaukee is late to the party on a lot of tools. Track saw being one of them. There's second gen nailers being another one. Hitachi, Metabo, they've had fantastic nailers on the market a lot longer, and including the framer a lot longer than Milwaukee has. So they are a little bit late to the market on things, but when they do release them, they usually nail it. And if they don't, they'll come out with a version 2, which is fantastic. Milwaukee's great doing their gens, like Gen 2, 3, 4, their fuel tools, impacts. I mean, I've had every generation of fuel impact that Milwaukee's ever released, and I think DeWalt, they released their main 20 volt drill, 20 volt, and that's it. Like they might come out with like a little bit smaller, different electronic package for it and call it something else, but it's the same tool. And then you can see Milwaukee has their research and development, and they come out with smaller drills, more powerful. Gen 3, they're coming out with the Gen 4 here soon. It's fantastic. So I do enjoy Milwaukee in that aspect. That's why I give them so much of my money. So we'll get into it. The tools that I have doubles of, which we include my framing nailer. Obviously a lot of impacts because for one, they're very valuable. If one of those tools goes down, I need another one right away. And it might actually cost me money if I don't have a tool like that right away. So that's why I have multiples of those. Same thing can go for the table saw. I've had to warranty my table saw out, I think once or twice, or once now. So I would like to have 2 just in case, because a table saw works when you need it, and it makes those cuts when you, a track saw, it's not feasible for it. So there's a reason why I own these tools, and I didn't buy all these at one time. My circular 7 1/4 circular saw I've had for since it came out 7 years ago. It's like the first gen. So, and it's completely, now it's my backup to my backup to my backup. But I mean, I'm not going to sell it because there's no market for it. Might as well just keep it, right? It's a paid for asset. It's already paid for itself multiple times over. Same thing. All these tools are paid for. They've all paid for themselves. They all work. I mean, I'm a contractor and they all pay for them. I'll say there's a couple new tools that haven't paid for themselves yet. You'll see them in the video, but they will. Like I buy them for a reason. I don't buy them to collect them. I buy them because I need them for my profession. So without further ado, let's get into it and we'll revisit everything at the end. All right, so let's get started. Lighting. Just so happens Milwaukee's really good at with their lighting products. These tripod ones right here, these are awesome. They are 110 and battery operated, which is fantastic, and I would absolutely recommend them. I got a few of them. You got your handheld LED ones. These are all nice. Spotlight. This actually comes in handy. I got that on sale. Comes in handy when you're at night. You need to find an address on a house because you can just spotlight their house. It works. That's why I keep it with me. So, but the rest of these are great. This one eats batteries. It's very bright, but it eats batteries. Let's see if I can get you I don't even know where I don't even know. I'll try to find it, but I don't even know where the model number on that one is. Anyway, so next we've got the original fuel circular saw 7 1/4. kind of weak compared to the new ones out in the market right now, but I've had it for whatever, 7 years, however long it's been on the market. But it's definitely, you know, blade right, and sometimes you need a blade right saw, and it definitely helps. Obviously, I've been using it, and yeah, it's there. So power, little miniature 175 watt power station. This thing is fantastic. Charging phones, charging whatever you need to. You can basically convert all your battery, all the amp hours of your batteries that you have from Milwaukee into a useful source to power something else. It's kind of nice. So now let's get into the big elephant in the room is my impacts. Yep. So I have a few impacts, and the reason why is multiple purposes. Obviously, a half inch. This half inch right here is going to do a lot more as far as torques than a 3/4 inch hex. So, and you have the mid torques, you have the stubby impacts, and then I have multiples, 3/8 and half inch as well, because I have a set that stays in my toolboxes, and then I have a set that stays in my tool trailer. And because my tool trailer, I cannot keep my trailers on site because of the best invention man has ever made, which is the homeowners association. So, yeah. And obviously I have 5/4 inch hex Milwaukee impacts, all Gen 3, because, you know, swapping out bits is really inefficient if you have a project going on and you have to keep swapping over between a T25 and a Phillips or whatever you can have multiples, and then I also have backups. These break. There's nothing, the Milwaukee's triggers break. I've warranted probably every one of these out probably at least once. So not the actual the larger impacts, but these 1/4 inch ones, these ones I use the most, they break. And Milwaukee has a great warranty, 5 years, 3 years on a battery. I just submit the form on e-repair service, and in a week or so I get the tool back repaired or brand new. So it's either or. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. If you guys have not heard, the Surge M12 is absolutely these two right here. I have two of them. This is the newest one. These have as much torque or even more torque than the M18 Surge. It's fantastic. And this one's the T2 Terminator one, because I drug it underneath my truck and I didn't realize it for about 10 feet. So, but it still works. So we're keeping it. So that's why I have so many damn impacts. But you can get them cheap. You get them for free. Or, accumulate them. And it's nice having multiples because they do break. And I can have multiples on a job site and not have to hunt around for tools. Let's go behind it real quick. We have the nailers. We have the 23 gauge pin nailer. We got the crown stapler. Got a couple 18 gauge nailers, 15 gauge nailer, and 2 framers with the extended mags. Fantastic tools. They are the best cordless nailers on the market. I don't even know if that's an opinion or not. I do have the Hitachis. I sold those because I went with, I basically downgrading my battery lines. So Hitachis are fantastic as well, but you don't get the extended mags on the framers like you do with the Milwaukees. So would highly recommend either the Hitachis or actually the Metabos now, because they haven't, they changed their name, or Hikoki, depending on where you are in the world. And these Milwaukee ones are fantastic. Yes, we got the cable stapler. I've not used it yet. We are using it today. We're going to compare it to the DeWalt one. Fantastic. We have the regular stapler. These tools, that you get the orbital sander. The stapler is, if you need it, you need it. Really, it's nice. You got the soldering iron. That thing is actually really sweet. I had to warranty it out. I used it so much when I was wiring the trailer for a little bit. You got the heat gun. You got the D handle jigsaw, and you got the 3-plane green laser from Milwaukee with the M12. This thing is pretty sweet. I do like it. They just came out with them not too long ago, probably a year ago, and they are awesome. Excuse me. We have a right angle drill. That thing I've had for a long time. It's great for getting into super tight spaces in attics. It sucks. If I had to break that out, it means either I'm not having a good time or there's a huge pain in the butt kind of hole I need to drill. So we got the whole hog. It's fantastic. This is absolutely one of the best tools I own. I use obviously running wire, conduit, whatever you need to, drilling through stuff. I'd recommend the higher torque one. It's actually a little bigger. I think there's the super whole hog. I think that's what it's called. If you're going to buy one, just get that one. Save yourself, because you get the extra, extra oomph. And this is the 7/16 quick lock version of that. And then we also have the mixer. Fantastic. We got a couple ratchets, and we got the little buzz wheel. Actually, I don't even, what is this even? That is the die grinder and model number 2485. So I haven't used that much, but it's nice brakes and stuff like that. I can just clean up some stuff. Then we got the drills. These are Gen 3s, and then we got the Gen whatever 2, I want to say M12. These are great. They do heat up if you have a big excessive use on them. If you're using them for hammering, they do heat up a little bit, but they're fantastic as well. No problems with them. And obviously, SDS drill. One of the tools that if it broke, I would absolutely go buy one immediately right away because I need it. This thing, I use it for so much chipping, drilling. It's, man, I can't, this is one of those tools that I just absolutely love. So, and then we got a couple extra chargers, and I will put in, I do have a charging station in my tool trailer, but these are my extra ones. And of course the MX Fuel chargers as well. I got the dual rapid charger, and then we've got another supercharger and a couple regular chargers down here as well. So let's go on the other side. So, missing anything? I don't think I am. So, all right, batteries. These are my extra batteries. Obviously, you guys can see all my impacts have batteries over there. So these are the extra ones I have. These are the larger ones. But we do have, quite a bit of batteries. But you're going to need it if all your tools are cordless, and that's the whole point. If I already invested in it, then they're there. I only had to warranty out, I think, 1 or 2 of them, and one of them died and was out of warranty. So, I probably get 4 years out of a battery, depending on how I use it. But Milwaukee's the red lithium, the rubber overmold, and then the bottom plate. This is all rubber, unlike say Makita. There's like all plastic. I think that this actually helps out with the battery. So I like how Milwaukee does that. So let's get into it. Chainsaw, M18 chainsaw. This thing is awesome. Like literally, honestly, I don't use it much, but all you got to do is slap a battery in there, put some bar lube in it. Boom, you're cutting. I absolutely love that part about electric chainsaws. I've used, obviously, growing up in Alaska, I used a lot of chainsaws growing up. They're great, but man, when they don't start, it sucks. So this one, fantastic. You take the safety off, put the battery in, you're good to go. Like, honestly, it's so nice. And it's just a Johnny-on-the-spot kind of tool. Granted, you're not going to go logging with it, but it's fantastic. We got the M18 water pump. This thing kicks out the jams. I use this obviously to suck out water from anything I don't want water in. And you can, I think this is the bread and butter would be for like plumbers who need to drain out hot water tanks and stuff like that. This thing is nice. It moves some water, absolutely does. We got ourselves a fan. These are nice, but I will say DeWalt makes a better fan. Their cordless fan is nice. This one tends to break a little bit, but these are cheaper. So obviously still have it, and it still works. I'm actually going to put it to work here in a second, drying out my basement because I put some self-leveling on the area where I need to put some tile. Got our grinders. I got the big grinder here, the 7 and 9 inch grinder, just to take care of some concrete stuff I need to take care of. And then this one I've had for a long, long time. It's a go-to. So the only kind of rigid tools I own are these blades. These are fantastic blades. But get yourself, Milwaukee's grinders are fantastic. We got our drywall gun. These are nice. If you're doing work and you got the extra funds and you're doing a bunch of drywall, that's a no-brainer. It absolutely is. It's fantastic. We'll be drywall. I got 3 big drywall jobs coming up, and we'll be putting that to test. I've only actually tested that out. I haven't actually used it yet too much because I've been subbing out my drywall work. But I will be taking care of a lot of drywall work myself here pretty soon. Blower. I know they come out with a couple of new gens of these blowers. I think this is the first gen blower. It's just, it works. That's what blowing off tools, leaves, stuff like that. I know there's better ones in the market, but Milwaukee knocked it out of the park with their blowers. It's fantastic. We've got a couple vacuums here. These are the non-pack out versions. You can buy them for like $100, $110, whatever. These are fantastic. That's why you can see I have 2 of them, and man, they are nice. They just work. They're awesome. I've actually used them to stand on, so you can get up a little higher if you need to, because I'm short. Well, I'm not short, but there's always those days where you need that extra foot or so to reach something. So I do have 2 of them. I had to warranty one of them out, and this one I'm probably have to warranty out too. You can see I'm missing the end right there, but they're fantastic. I can't say enough good things about them, guys. If you're in need of a vacuum, just a portable, wet dry, fantastic. I would highly recommend it. And then we got the backpack vacuum here, the Milwaukee Fuel one. This one's nice. It's actually, you can put it on your back. You can just use wherever you want to. Battery operated, obviously. I did buy this one because it's obvious. It's dry only. You're not going to use it as a wet dry vac or anything like that. But picking up dust, getting up high, stuff like that, you don't need to carry it. You can just strap it on your back. Definitely an asset. I will say the filters on these things are the weak point. They get clogged up pretty quickly. So that's the only part about that vacuum that I don't like, but everything else about it is fantastic. All right, we got the table saw. And this is another tool that I need to buy a second one. Because if it breaks, then if I'm using a table saw, it's because I need the table saw. There's only a certain amount of things you can do with a track saw, and this has been fantastic. This is the second one I've had. I warrantied out the first one because it broke. This one has not yet, which is fantastic. And the reason why I've had the DeWalt FlexVolt one, the reason why I got this one is you can do dado cuts. You can put a dado blade on here, so it does have enough space for it. So very nice, very well made. I'm waiting for Milwaukee to release either a 36 volt or a 72 volt MX Fuel one, like a 10-inch one would be fantastic. But until then, my super sawzall and my sawzall, and then my little miniature hacksaw here. These are go-tos. You got to have them for demo. You got to have them for life, basically. I think Milwaukee's the one who actually invented it and had the original patent for these. And it makes sense. These things, the super sawzall is a beast. It's a beast. So I do have a couple of them here. This one I use cutting out boxes, small PVC stuff. I mean, it's definitely the hacksaw is just so useful. It's absolutely fantastic. And we're gonna get to the 14-inch concrete cutter saw. What do you want to call it? What's I forget the name of this thing. The cutoff saw. I don't know. Anyways, MX Fuel. 72 volt concrete, 14-inch concrete saw is what I use it for. So you can use it for more things. You can cut anything you want to, down to I think 6 inches or so. And this thing is, I don't know why I'm having a blank on it right now, but anyways, the batteries, I have 4 of them. It's expensive. This is the MX Fuel line is made for the professionals. This thing is made, obviously paid for itself over and over and over again. I think I just released a video on this. Yeah, you know what? I love it. It's fantastic. High buy-in, but it's absolutely worth it. And again, I would buy it again if I needed to because it makes me so much money and it's super convenient. Not have to worry about gas. And then we have the tank here. This is the fill tank for the saw. You can get them for like pest control and all that kind of stuff, but it's got a little M18 spot right here for a battery, and it pumps water in, and it makes that saw a true, like you put it on your backpack and you can just keep cutting. And it's a 4 gallon tank, and I mean it goes through it. It's a great product for what it is. I would highly recommend it if you have the saw, or if you're one of those guys that needs to pest control. You can get the pest control hose and do all that kind of stuff. So I don't have that one. I don't need it, but this for what the application is fantastic. I absolutely love it, and it's needed. That way I don't have to run a hose, through a house, around a house, or anything like that. I can just fill this up, connect it to my saw, and then make my cuts. So, and then we almost forgot. We got ourselves the bandsaw up here. This is the original Fuel. They come out with a newer version of this. It's I think it's a little smaller, a little lighter, but if you need a bandsaw, then you need a bandsaw because they're so useful. And then when you need to make a cut on something, you can make grinder, stuff like that. But a bandsaw makes quick work of it. It's just so nice. It's just fantastic. So that is all I've got from Milwaukee Tools, guys. That's my updated for 2022. All right. That's everything I have in Milwaukee. You'll notice no miter saws. I have Makita miter saws. They are superior in my opinion, so you'll notice that. No track saws. Obviously, Milwaukee hasn't released a track saw yet as of this video. I know it's coming to market, but I mean, come on, they're years late for that as well. A couple other things, there's other tools that I own. I do own some DeWalt, and obviously I own. That's it, actually. Those are three brands that I own. And then tile saws and paint sprayers are different brands because they don't make those, obviously. So yeah, that's what I have in Milwaukee, guys. It didn't come overnight. This is years and years of accumulating tools. I will say buy tools when they're on special. You can get free batteries. Not everything not everything you saw today I paid for, because I got stuff for free because of promos and you know, just, you know, if I buy a certain amount of tools, I'll get something for free. I try to take advantage of that. So, but the concrete saw I paid for. There's no freebies with those, the MX Fuel line for sure. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what your favorite tool brand is.